Cameron found this woman really interesting. She ate his chocolate without asking for permission to assert his claim. Cameron also broke off a piece and put it in his mouth. The woman looked at him strangely, her lips curved into a smile. She also thought this man was quite amusing. He ate her food and acted like it was totally normal. She continued eating the next piece of chocolate. Cameron wasn't going to back down either. He pulled the chocolate directly in front of himself. Both of them were caught up in this wonderful encounter. Soon after they successfully walked down the aisle, they welcomed their first son. Everything seemed so perfect. However, fate wasn't kind to them. Cameron was diagnosed with a terminal illness. He couldn't bring himself to tell his wife this cruel truth. Watching the warm moments between his wife and child, Cameron quietly decided to execute the plan he had been preparing for so long. He came to a remote island. Following the doctor there into the basement, Cameron saw someone who looked exactly like him. This was the clone Cameron had prepared for his family. Looking at the clone who would soon replace him in caring for his wife and child, Cameron fell into hesitation again. He was afraid of being replaced and forgotten.
I can't do this.
After returning home, his wife gently held him in her arms, touching his wife's belly. Cameron closed his eyes to feel that beating little life. He fell into hesitation once more. He couldn't bear to see his wife suffer another blow. He especially couldn't let his two children grow up without a father. So while his wife was taking their son to school, Cameron called the cloning facility.
Cameron?
You changed my mind.
He returned to the cloning facility once again. Cameron used the excuse that he had to go on a business trip for a week. Then he began transferring his memories to the clone. Early the next morning, Cameron came to the laboratory. What followed was the real test. The clone would have a conversation with his wife, but watching the clone chat and laugh with his wife, Cameron clenched his fists tightly. Jealousy and anger gradually showed in his eyes.
What did you do? I don't like this. You think I like this? Talking to my wife under a spotlight? She's not your wife! Okay. Okay, I see. You just can't bear to see this actually work. That's the real problem. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. And what about me? Waking up in this place waiting for you to pull a plug. Being told I'm not me. Because you're not me. You know what? Fuck all this.
After Cameron left, the clone felt very guilty. He took the initiative to find Cameron.
I'm sorry about her. I didn't think she abandoned us. No, she been trying to talk to me for a long time. But I had no time, I guess. I just told her about that dizzy spell 3 months ago. I mentioned the headache back then. She marked us in for a scan that day. Got to it before a spray. Dealt with it together. You gotta go back and see her. I get it. Do the right thing here.
Watching the clone get along so well with his family, Cameron felt like crying from the pain, but perhaps this was the best outcome.
Hearing you say the words, I hit my head the other day. I couldn't believe you, Cam. I couldn't live.
Cameron quietly watched his wife. He knew the clone was doing a great job. That was why his wife had let down her guard. However, as time went by, the clone didn't want to be monitored anymore. He removed the surveillance device more and more frequently. Cameron gradually felt uneasy. Even in his dreams, he would dream of the clone losing his temper with his family. That night, Cameron quietly returned home. He carefully went to the study, looking through the chat records between his wife and the clone. The content was full of love and warmth. Cameron knew he had wrongly suspected the clone. A smile appeared on his face. The clone gestured for him to stay quiet. The two men looked at each other for a long time. The clone had been somewhat angry initially, but when he stepped forward and saw the sadness in Cameron's eyes, he realized that his frequent turning off of the monitor must have made this man who deeply loved his family feel anxious. The clone knew he still needed a proper goodbye. Going downstairs, Cameron put on the clone's clothes and took the wedding ring. The clone cooperatively hid in the storage room, giving him a chance to say goodbye to his wife and children. Coming to his son's room, Cameron woke up his sleeping son and brought him to the living room. Father and son ate edamame, using drinks as pretend beer. Cameron knew he wouldn't live to see his son grow up, so he used this way to celebrate his son's lifelong joys in advance. He held his son in his arms, tears streaming down uncontrollably. He cupped his son's face and studied it carefully, wanting to engrave his appearance deeply in his mind. After putting his son back to sleep, Cameron came to his wife's side, gently waking her up. His wife saw the sad expression on Cameron's face and immediately became nervous.
It's not I just had one bad dream. I lost
His wife held him in her arms. Cameron struggled to control his emotions. He asked his wife if they were doing much better than before. His wife smiled and nodded. Cameron also smiled with relief. It seemed the clone was doing better than he ever did. Before parting, Cameron returned the ring to the clone and hoped he would take good care of his wife and children. The clone nodded, saying he would. After going through all this, Cameron finally let go of everything. He would wait peacefully for death to come at the cloning facility. That day, the female doctor told him all of the clone's memories about being a clone had been completely erased. Before his memories were erased, the clone had prepared a gift for Cameron.
Babe, tell me you love me.
I love you.
No, look me in the eyes and tell me you love me. I need to hear it.
Okay. I love you, Cameron Turner. Always have and always will. How's that?
That was good.